Well, hello, this is Chase Swift, and I thought I'd do a live Google Hangout. You're going to probably watch this when it's recorded, but I like popping onto YouTube and doing a Hangout, explaining how to be successful online. I am a stock photographer, meaning I take photographs that I marked online after the fact. So I take pictures, photographs that I believe are marketable based on my experience of doing this for since the late 80s. Um, Images that I shoot outdoors, I shoot in studios, and sometimes I do Photoshop images that I've either shot previously or I create in Photoshop. But what I wanted to do was just really go over how much money you can make selling stock photographs. Now, I learned years ago, and a photographer said, if you get a good photograph, and it takes some time, sometimes you get lucky, but you can create images that sell over and over and over and over and over again. And I decided right then that's what I wanted to learn to do, and I've done that. It took me some time. I decided to go to school. I also was a self-taught photographer, so I learned both ways. I think if you have the chance to go to school, that's great. But you can teach yourself, and watching videos like mine can help you quite a bit. And I invite you to ask any questions you might have if you watch some of my videos. Now, what I'm going to do is go ahead and share my screen. I'm going to start with one good way to start, and that is starting with a website called istockphoto. They are very reputable. They're owned by Getty Images, which is a huge company, so you're not going to get stuck with some company that you've never heard of. And what I suggest you do is they sell photos, they sell illustrations, they sell video, and they sell audio. I'm mostly good at photos, so that's what I'm going to talk about. Let's see if we can get that off. Okay. So one of the best things to do is look in these categories and for the type of photographs that you take. And I will tell you that um, medical and business will make you more money than locations and backgrounds and stuff like that, because these are harder to get. Business photographs, medical photos, but if you can do these, and I've done videos in the past where you don't have to be in a hospital, you don't have to be in a business environment. And I'm going to look at food also, by the way. Let me here. You know what? I'm going to go to architecture. Let's take a look at this, where you can take. Oh, well, here's the image. I mean, this is pretty darn good. I don't know the sales history of this, the keys, and a cutout of a little home, but what a creative way! What a creative way to show new home ownership. And don't copy this, but you can improve on it. And so maybe you could have, maybe you have children and they could color on this, and you could change the background, and you could have keys in a different location, and it's not as close up. Or the thing is, you got to be creative. And now with a drone photography, maybe you have a drone and you can get a high perspective. If you get a high resolution photograph, then that's very valuable. Okay. I want to look at something else that you could do. Maybe you know an architect and you can get some drawings, or maybe this is something you have a passion for. You could do drawings and you got a pencil. Do it nicely. Don't copy this, and then go into the category and really, really look. Here's some more architecture. Now, released homes and things like that. Released, things like this. This signature image here of a couple. They have to be, or they should be, model released, meaning you get their permission to have to market the photograph with them in it. Okay, this is very, very valuable. It's done a lot, so you need to do it really well. I'm just looking here, coming down and looking for something creative. This shot has been done hundreds and hundreds of times. This is pretty nice. I like it with people and without. Okay. And I'm just trying to find something creative that you might be able to do. These are very unusual. You know, that's not going to sell that much, to be honest, because no one's going to buy a house. It's creative. It's interesting. I want to show you things. Now, this is pretty nice. It's going to be hard to get access to those. Here's an interesting idea where I like this a lot. Let's say you have some drawings, and you could even draw something yourself, very basic, and then you have a photograph of a nice room inside, and maybe it's a friend's place or something like that. You drop this in with Photoshop. It's a very creative way of doing it. I would try to do it. Don't copy this, but it's a very creative idea, and you need to be creative. Don't need to be creative for creative sake, but it's a new way of imagining. You know, this could be used for a banking brochure, and, you know, they're loaning money and this and that. So that type of thing is really good. So when I go, I'm going to log in, by the way, and I think I might be logged in. Let me go to my account. I have 70, almost 80 images, I think. I'm signing in right now. You can become a member for free. And let me just show you too, by the way, when you go to istockphoto, if you're interested in learning more about it, you can sign up for free. Okay, let's come all the way down to the bottom. You see where it says sell stock. You can click on that, and it'll tell you how you can join the community. You join with a free account, and then you apply to be a contributor. So you would click on photos and go through the steps, and then you would submit samples of your work. Now, I've already done that, and I've been with istockphoto since 2004, October of 2004. I only have 76 images. I sell more images on another website I will show you in just a minute. Now, as you can see, down here I've earned $6,000 over the last 12 years. So it's about $500 a year. Now, this is not my main focus. I'm just telling you, this is one way to start. My main focus is with Getty Images. Let me go to my portfolio. I'll show you some of my more popular images. Okay. Let me see here. Let's go to my best quality signature images. And actually, it's going to list all of these. Now, this one actually is one of my better selling images. This shot of a field of a football field. And because it's generic, and it can be used for competition, games, teamwork, all sorts of concepts. It's, I don't know if it shows anymore, but it used to say how many times it would have sold. So, but it does sell pretty well, and I made quite a bit of money on this one. Again, it's only $500 a year, but for 70 images, it's pretty darn good. So what I would do again is go back to the categories, figure out what type of things you want. If you're going to do couple photographs, you have got to be really good. In fact, you've got to be good and really good in a lot of ways, but let me just go back to medical here because you need to make images that can be used, but in a creative way. Now, this image right here, you could do in your house. Okay. This looks like a waiting room in a hospital. You know, they have those little rooms off to the side. You could do this in your home. So you might have to get a smock or the little clothing and the pants and the shirt, whatever. But you can do this in your home. And then you have a medical image and it sells more and there's a lot less competition. Okay. So I'm going to go back to my images. Let's just look if I got 74 images or 76 and I made $6,000 and here's the last, my next check will be $35. They send it to me at the end of the month now via PayPal. So it's pretty awesome. So I have 74 images and they're unique. They're different. But they're not silly, stupid. And things like this check, sometimes people don't shoot the simplest things. This is an image I did in Photoshop to get the writers exactly right, okay? So this is another image of the horses and the rainbow I did in Photoshop. So if you can, be creative and get something very unique with a lot of room for advertising space and copy and words and symbols and logos, okay? If you can photograph a home, make sure to get a model release on the home. The fireworks is done very well. I did this in Photoshop. I took 5 or 6 images and put them together and was able to lay out that very easily. Here's another shot of the running horses. I did this in Photoshop. Here's another one where I Photoshopped this and it is blank so that anyone can put whatever message they want on their sign, okay? I have a series of owls where in Photoshop, I changed the look from daylight to night. So I'm telling you, just got to be creative and you can do some very great stuff. And just think, what's everyday life? Shoot things in a new way. And kids doing fun things or people doing fun things or animals that look funny. This cat really did have a mustache on his nose. That is not Photoshop. And so I was able to photograph that. And this is pretty much things like this I did in my living room, this water drop series. I got a bowl and just had a drop going into the water. And I was able to photograph this multiple times, multiple ways. And I got some very creative images, and these will sell, okay? You have to think differently, okay? So the next thing I want to go into is the main focus, and that's Getty Images. Now, they are very picky, okay? So you have to have a track record. You have to have sales history to have images here. And I was fortunate that I was with a good agency, and then Getty Images acquired that agency, okay? But you'll see my style. I shoot outdoors, lots of negative space, room for copy and type and logos and all sorts of things. Skylines are very good. If you can shoot skylines where you live, where it's clear and sunset at twilight, it's very nice. This is a very clear skyline of Los Angeles, which is challenging to get, okay, these days, because it can be very smoggy. I'm just trying to look through. This was a setting where this lion I photographed in the grasslands. So I was able to get images that are very unique, and that is important. You need to not shoot exactly what the other person is shooting, okay? Looks like they're marking this for editorial use only because I don't have a model release for this person, okay? So if it's for commercial use, like this, the hippopotamus, this is better. And I shot the hippopotamus as, he's got a big mouth, and I wanted lots of negative space. So I dropped in some water behind. So sometimes I use Photoshop to make my images better and stronger, okay? I shoot a lot of, I try to shoot skylines when I travel. This is in Nashville. So these things will definitely sell over time. And anytime you can get animals, you have to get them in a very unique way. You have to, be close, good lighting. I had a very, almost a studio setup when I was photographing this owl. Okay. So it's a love, it's a passion that I have. And I just say that's what you need to have, is a passion to do this. I make, but you'll hear about $1 per image per month. So I have 76 images, and for this month, it's maybe a little bit lower, but on average, you'll make, if you're doing good images, about $1 per image per month. But don't forget to shoot ordinary things and look through the basic categories and try to, these are the best, some of the best images that they have. So, this shot of Brazil, the Corcovado, that is from a plane, most likely. So these are hard to beat. And if you can do as good, I'm not sure about, this is a very challenging shot because tattoos are not commercially the best thing. A bank is not probably going to buy that, but sometimes a editorial website will. So the best thing is people and good locations and business and definitely medical. Food, very challenging. You have to be very good. But I'm just trying to give you some ideas. Children are awesome, but they're hard. You got to get them, it's hard to get them just right. But if this is your passion, you can do that, okay? Flowers, I would say, very, very challenging to make money there. You have to be very good, but take a look, get some ideas, look through these here, and do something better, okay? Pretend you're being paid, $1,000 to make something much better. That's the attitude you need to have, okay? So as far as how much money can you make selling stock photos, it's up to you. The market is huge. You have to be creative. You have to, never stop and keep adding images. When I look at my Getty images, I have something like 647 images. So it's hundreds. And there were times I would make, several years ago, I would make $3,000 to $4,000 a month. It's gone down because I haven't shot as much. I need to keep shooting, but I still get a royalty check every month. And that's been for the last 18, 20 years. Okay. So this is just some ideas. I'm hoping to help you. And if you have specific questions or need more information, go ahead and leave a comment down below. And the last thing I want to share is, by the way, is I do some other marketing online. I'm going to go to another information page. I actually...
Hi, this is Chase Swift, and you've been directed...
Let me just pause that video. I actually have an online business that you might be interested in because it'll help you earn some extra money as well, in addition to your photography. And this works anywhere in the world. And I'll leave a link in the description of the video, of this video. So just look down below. You'll see this link to this capture page. And I have another way of making money online. And it's for anybody who is serious, but you can make $50 commissions, and all my advertising is on YouTube. I do videos like this, okay? I do videos that teach people, my passion, which is photography. And as you see in this channel, I have a lot of other videos on photography. So I hope this video was helpful. And if you have more questions, just comment down below. I would definitely join istockphoto. It's free to join. Go through the process, submit your best work, make sure it ranks, closely to the quality that you see. Make sure it's sharp, make sure there's good color, make sure it's high resolution. Definitely use a DSLR, a digital SLR, and submit those. And they should, if you're halfway decent, you should be able to get accepted. Getty is a little bit harder, but if you are proven and you've done this for a while, you should have no problem there. Thanks for watching this video. Subscribe to my channel for more videos. And if you have a question, leave me a question below. Thanks, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.